Now I have the shape for the aero on the door panel, I can actually pull it off the car because I will make it a completely separate fiberglass piece that will actually bond to the door itself. That's the basic shape. You have the curve of the top and the door line, so I'll just now I can make them with body filler, and I can keep offering it up to the car to make sure the lines meet and match the aero on the duct. Whilst I'm waiting for the filler to dry on the car, I may as well carry on with something else, so I will get the dashboard back in the car and see how I'm going to fit the Subaru dash cluster inside the Peugeot dashboard. We have the original Peugeot setup, which is something like that, and this is the shroud for the Subaru, so obviously I need to retrofit this in. What I'm going to do probably is actually drop it lower so there's more visibility, and it also will just sit better in the dashboard. So I'll probably cut all of this area out to get this sat in. All I need to do now is just figure out how low I can get this cluster in without it fouling the steering mount. Cut this part out of the Subaru dashboard so it will actually fit quite nicely, hopefully. If this transition does work, then it means that all the mounting points will just be OEM, so it will bolt straight in, and the guard around the fascia will just screw in as well, so fingers crossed it'll fit. The current issue I'm having is getting the Subaru parts central on the dash, and basically facing the driver centrally. So because the shell of the cluster needs to basically sit in that part of this piece, I'm going to have to take out the center part of the dashboard. I've just noticed on the part that is catching the center of the dash, it actually has a strengthening brace there, so if I take that off first and refit it and try it, it might actually be enough. I would say that the lower part of the front bumper is dry enough to sand now, so that's what I'll do next. Moment, I'm just trying to get any imperfections out, any raised bits or low bits, just try and get a fairly even surface. I'm not too worried how the bottom of the bumper will look, because what I will most likely do is just straight fiberglass it for the mould and then just trim it off, because I'll probably run some kind of flexible plastic trim across the bottom of the bumper anyway. This corner where it flows up into the edges and the aero and the wheel arch, to get this aligned and to look correct is going to probably be the hardest part. Important to get a good amount of the body filler, the car body filler on the edges so it doesn't crack off. So at the moment I'm just getting a lot of the material off the edges, the corners. Going to see if I can use the radiator fan off the stock Subaru radiator. I believe at the moment the fan is pushing the air through the radiator. I need it to draw it out, so if I am to use these I'll need to reverse the setup. So I'll just double check which way the air is going, but I believe it is down through the rad. Indeed, the air is going that way, so I'll need to reverse them if I am to use them. Unfortunately, there is no room underneath the rad to fit these in, so these aren't going to be used. Fortunately, I saved the fan off the Peugeot radiator and it is pulling in the right direction. So if I mount it on externally, it will be pulling the air through. The combination of having a larger radiator, the extra distance to run the water through from the front to the rear of the car, and having this big 16-inch extractor fan on, it should be plenty, so I can use this Peugeot fan, which is good. Just to give you an idea of the difference in size between the aftermarket radiator and the stock Subaru one, there's quite a lot of capacity difference, so I think we'll be fine with the cooling. Whoa.